Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and it's Friday, so today we kind of have a Friday funny until it gets sad. And why is that? Well, it's because right here, drunk grizzlies keep getting hit by trains in Montana. And this is a November 4th, 2023 article. And since 1980, 63 grizzlies have been hit by trains and killed along a section of railroad near Glacier National Park. Many died because they got drunk on fermented grain spilled from rail cars and couldn't move fast enough to outrun the trains. So here's one of the grizzlies. You can tell by the hump. They always have that very distinct hump. And what they do is they go out and they have a really good time until that good time on these train tracks leads them to the end of their life. This article says that grain spilled from rail cars along the tracks can be a tempting treat for bears, but with enough moisture from snow and rain, the grain actually ferments in place and becomes a de facto brewery. So these bears, grizzlies, still protected on the endangered species list, still, they can right here, they might fall asleep right on site if they get drunk first. They can and have fallen asleep in a drunken stupor right on the tracks. So yeah, that'll be deadly when a high-speed train, these trains, they're carrying a lot of weight. They have a lot of power on them. And they say other times the bears loiter on the tracks until the train approaches at high speed, then drunkenly attempt to outrun the train, but no can do, and then the bear is smashed. And so they think that the Burlington North Santa Fe BNSF Rail Company isn't doing enough to protect the bears from a terrible fate. I don't know, I don't know whose responsibility it would be to put fencing along the tracks, so if grains did spill and got fermented, that the grizzly wouldn't be able to get to it, or they could put things on rail cars where they're carrying grain to make sure that it doesn't spill. But they've been presented some ideas, but they say that the rail company has been stalling to do anything for years, believing that the grizzlies going to be delisted from the endangered species status. And so they say another idea is to not load the train cars so full, but the railroad doesn't like that. The trains could not run under certain weather conditions. Well, that wouldn't really, they say conditions when derailment possibilities increase, so grain wouldn't, go spilling out, but I don't know how the grain is getting off the train cars. If it's just spilling off, those weather conditions wouldn't matter. So whatever it is that the grain is getting off of the transportation mode, the rail cars, you would think that they would be able to keep that contained. But while this is all going on and nobody is doing anything since 1980, these bears, which they are beautiful creatures, and they can and will defend themselves or their cubs, but for the most part, I live in grizzly country, and they don't want anything to do with you. They truly don't. They just want to go about their days and have nice days, and they truly don't want to have an interaction with you. They will if needed. And right now, while they're hanging out near these train tracks, they are just having a pretty good time until it ends up very bad for them. So we're just going to chuckle a little bit on the fact that, I mean, it is kind of a little bit humorous that they could actually just be getting drunk out there in the wild. I mean, this will be, when this gets around, the parks will probably be asking people to not go near the train tracks where grass is spilled off and get drunk on the fermented grass but like they ask you not to eat the psychedelic toads and some other things that I've done videos about. But, right now, the beers are having a good old time until it turns sad. So today's Friday. We're going to have a little Friday chuckle, a little Friday funny that, these beers are drinking it up. And then we're just going to leave it on a little sad note, a somber note, that then it turns out to be not good for the bears. So stay tuned, people.